Welcome to Miracle Mondays, starting the week out right. This is a time of year when we are celebrating the miracle of light in many different cultures, whether it be Christmas, the birth of the sun god, whether it's Hanukkah, the miracle of the 8 days that the eternal flame stayed lit with only one day of oil, um, or the winter solstice, the longest night and the shortest day of the year, when our ancestors woke up and were grateful for the return of the light and the time when the days start getting longer. And even though we are just in the beginning of the cold season, they saw this as a sign of hope for the days becoming much longer and more filled with the light of the sun. This is a time when we can also watch the sun coming back and be aware of the longer days and be aware of how the light affects us. I know a lot of people have seasonal affective disorder, and the darker days, going to, coming home from work and it's already dark, makes it harder to feel that hope. But the more we see the sun and the more we remember that it's there, or see the moon or see the stars and remember that there is light, that the more we can bring that light into us. And it's also important to have the shadow. Without the light, there is no dark. Without the dark, there is no light. And too much light makes it hard for things to grow. If it's too hot, too sunny, it's just as hard for things to grow, for us to grow, as if there isn't enough light. So this is a time when we're starting to work towards balance, right? There's balance at the two equinoxes. It's in the spring and the fall, and then there's the longest day, shortest night in the summer, and the longest night, shortest day in the winter. So it's a time when we're a little out of balance, but it's a time when we're heading towards balance, and we're over the hump of the year where it's dark, 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 and then getting towards the light. So I want to remind everybody today to bring that light into themselves, to allow the season to bring the light into us. We're through most of the light holidays. We're about to reach the first of the year. It's a time of celebration. It's a time when we recognize that there's a new year here in America. New Year is a little bit of a random time because every culture has a different New Year. The Jews celebrate New Year in the fall. There's a New Year for us now. There's a Chinese New Year later. So New Year is just a random day, right? But every time we think of something as being a new beginning, a time when an old thing has ended and a new thing begins, we can think of it as a way to start over. So it's a point of destruction, point of creation. And when we tomorrow night, December 31st, get to the point of midnight, the point of destruction, the point when the old year ends, because we say that it ends, we have a whole new clean slate to start the next year. And it's a time that we can really get into ourselves being, um, filling ourselves with light and with promise and with hope, and aligning ourselves with spirit, because there is really only spirit. We have this little tiny part of ourselves, part of our brains, that's our ego, that thinks it's in control of everything, and really it's not. The more we hang on to the ego, the more we hang on to our identification as physical objects, the less we are in line with spirit, the less we are in line with the light. The more we can bring ourselves in line with that light, with spirit, which is, if this is our brain, this is the ego part of the brain, this is the spirit part of the brain. So the more we remember that we don't have to be in control of every little thing, and the more we just allow our connection, our non-separation with spirit, the more our lives go smoothly, and the more we can watch miracles unfold. That's my little pep talk for you at the end of the year, and I look forward to next Monday with another miracle to share and to offer. Many blessings to you as the days grow lighter, and I will see you next week.